March 28th, 1979, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. The reactor at 3 Mile Island partially melted down, and for a generation, it became the symbol of everything wrong with nuclear energy. 45 years later, Microsoft bought it back, not to museum it, to run it. Because somewhere, a data center needs power, and nothing on Earth produces it the way nuclear does. This is the story of why the most feared energy source in history is making a quiet comeback, and why AI is the reason. Every time you type a question into Google, the search uses about 0.3 watt-hours of electricity. The same as leaving a light bulb on for about a second. Now ask the same question into an AI chatbot. The same query consumes 2.9 watt-hours. Nearly 10 times more energy for one answer. Now multiply that by billions of queries every single day. The International Energy Agency calculated that in 2022, data centers, AI, crypto, cloud, consumed 460 terawatt-hours of electricity globally. That's roughly 2% of all electricity produced on Earth. By 2026, the IEA projects that number will more than double, reaching over 800 terawatt-hours in the base case. In the high scenario, more than 1,000 terawatt-hours. The equivalent of Japan's entire national electricity consumption, generated just to power our digital infrastructure. To put that in perspective, Japan is the world's 5th largest economy, and we're talking about matching its entire electrical grid output, just for data centers. The companies building this future are aware of the problem. Google's own environmental report showed its emissions rose 51% compared to 2019. Driven largely by the energy demands of its AI infrastructure. And it's not just Google. In the state of Virginia alone, there are over 300 data centers, more than anywhere else on Earth. The region consumes so much power that utilities have declared a capacity emergency. Renewable energy, solar and wind, simply cannot fill this gap fast enough. They're intermittent. The sun doesn't always shine. The wind doesn't always blow. But AI needs power every second, of every hour, of every day. That 24/7 reliability requirement is changing everything. And it's pointing every energy planner in the world toward the same answer. Goldman Sachs has projected that power demand from data centers will increase by 160% by 2030. Compared to today. To meet that demand, U.S. utilities alone will need to invest around $50 billion in new generation capacity. That's the equivalent of building 20 large-scale power plants from scratch. Right now, data centers represent about 3% of U.S. electricity demand. By 2030, Goldman Sachs projects that figure will hit 8%. The utilities know it. The grid operators know it. And the energy companies are scrambling to find the only source of power that can actually deliver. Nuclear energy produces power continuously, regardless of weather, season, or time of day. A single reactor can run for 2 years without refueling. No other carbon-free technology can match that. In September 2024, Constellation Energy signed a 20-year power purchase agreement with Microsoft. The deal will restart 3 Mile Island Unit 1, now officially named the Crane Clean Energy Center, adding 835 megawatts of carbon-free power to the grid. The plant is expected to come back online in 2028. Amazon made a similar move. The company signed a deal with Talon Energy to purchase 1,920 megawatts of nuclear power from the Susquehanna plant in Pennsylvania through 2042. The U.S. Department of Energy committed $1.52 billion in loan guarantees to restart the Palisades nuclear plant in Michigan, closed since 2022. If successful, it will be the first recommissioned nuclear plant in American history. Meanwhile, China is not waiting. The country currently has 22 reactors under construction, more than any other nation on Earth. Its nuclear capacity under construction dwarfs the rest of the world combined. At COP28, more than 20 countries signed a declaration pledging to triple nuclear capacity by 2050. That's not a fringe position anymore, it's official policy. But the biggest story isn't the old plants being restarted. It's what's being built from scratch. Small modular reactors, SMRs, are a new generation of nuclear technology. Smaller, factory-built, faster to deploy than traditional plants. And every major tech company is betting on them. Bill Gates founded TerraPower. His company is building a natrium reactor in Wyoming, groundbreaking already done, with a target to be operational around 2030. Google signed an agreement with Kairos Power to deploy up to 500 megawatts of SMR capacity by 2035. The first reactor, Hermes 2 at 50 megawatts, is expected online in 2030. And Microsoft has gone even further. The company is contracted with Helion Energy to become the first customer of a commercial fusion power plant, expected to deliver electricity by 2028. We are living through a fundamental shift in how the world thinks about energy, and it's being driven not by climate policy, not by regulation, but by the electricity demands of artificial intelligence. Every search you run, every image you generate, every conversation with an AI, somewhere, a power plant is running to make that possible. The question is no longer whether nuclear has a future. The question is whether it can scale fast enough. Next time, the minerals that make all of this possible, and why the race to mine them may define the next decade of geopolitics.